You're opening, right?
You're opening.
I'm not opening, you're opening. See, camera's rolling, you better go.
Hi, I'm Rebecca.
You didn't lead into me at all.
Nope.
God, this is why I open.
Yep.
Alright, now that I'm done eating Sour Patch Kids and I have it pulled up. What's up, guys? I'm Donnie. Episode 52. You've officially been watching us for a year. Well, you've been watching me for a year. I guess you've been on here. When did you jump in?
I have no idea.
When did Rebecca jump in? When did Justin leave me? I feel like I should know that date because I was pretty butthurt about it for a while.
You were really butthurt about it.
You know, I haven't given him any crap for leaving me in a while.
I feel like that means that you're over it. You're in an emotionally
I'm not
good
over
place.
it. I'm not. No. Songs still come on that remind me of him. I still see Bloomin' Onions at Outback and cry.
Oh my god.
But, anyway.
Matt Coates is here. Hi.
Matt Coates, I was just talking about Outback. He heard it. He heard me talking about
Outback. It was like
Outback.
a call.
Jonathan Whitaker says, "Heyo."
What up? Alright, let's just jump into this. Oh, God.
Oh, how did you get signed out?
I don't know.
Well, we're going to have
scared.
to sign back in.
Oh, God.
Yeah,
Oh, God. Alright, you're going to have to fill this.
So,
Talk.
The first thing we're going to talk about is that Cobra R that sold, because that's what I want to
Talk about the Cobra R then. Go for it.
So, the most expensive Fox body that's ever sold was sold recently.
Sold for $8,200.
No.
It's a Fox body. Come on, how much did it go for?
$132,000. You could, like, seriously... Oh, for a second, I could not tell what the pictures were, and it looked like Speed World's wall behind it, and I was like, was that taken at Speed World? That's really not good publicity if you're trying to sell a car for $132,000.
$132,000.
Uh-huh.
Hold on. I'm doing important research.
Okay. So, yeah, Cobra R.
How many miles were on it? What's up with it?
That part I don't know off the top of my head. I need to look at it.
I believe it was in a dealership.
Okay.
Okay.
It was stored inside its whole life. It still has plastic on the seats.
Right.
So it has under like 500 miles on it.
Very, very low mileage. Chris has got the pictures of the plastic on the seats still.
You can buy 36 Hershey's bars for $20. So how many Hershey's bars could I buy for that money instead of buying a slow Fox body? 1, 2, 3 divided by 20 equals that number, and we'll time it. So you could have instead bought 237,600 Hershey's bars. Instead, you bought a 14-second car. Probably 13-second car.
I think
How
14.
fast?
I thought 14 seconds was being generous.
Really?
Yeah. They made like 265 or 235 horsepower.
It was a blistering 235.
235. Yeah.
235 horsepower.
Yep.
So instead of buying 237 Hershey's bars, 237,000 Hershey's bars, you bought a 14-second car.
You could get more Hershey bars times 100,000 than you would get horsepower from that car.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
That's
So,
crazy, right?
I feel like the person made a horrible mistake. We should have helped them out.
But it is as you would expect, it's a car that's sat at a dealership its whole life essentially, and it looks like it is immaculate.
It looks like,
For
did you ever see that dealership that was in Illinois? The Chevy dealership that closed down? Did you hear about that one, that they
I don't
auctioned
think
off
so.
all the cars? Oh, I would need Chris to look it up and try to find it. Maybe he knows what I'm talking about. There was a Chevy dealership somewhere in Illinois that around mid-60s, early 60s, for whatever reason, the owner went like crazy, whatever, closed it down. Closed the doors, closed the storage units that had the cars in them. Literally brand new, like 55 Chevy trucks, brand new 63 Corvette or whatever. Yeah, 63. There was a brand new 63 split window with plastic still on the seats. Brand new everything. And it was a whole, like, it was 50, 60 cars that were brand new Chevrolets that had just been stored for 50 years indoors. And they auctioned them all off. I think they gave a good bit of the money for charity. 5 of the cars alone went for $500,000. So that was nuts.
That's crazy.
Chris hadn't seen it pop up, but all right.
I have a few comments over here.
Hit yours and then we'll hit Facebook.
Cameron says, hello. Mad Max, hi VMP. Hi. Speedy Wins says, oh, beautiful lady, when I grow up, I'm going to get me one just like her. I'm not sure if he's talking about you or the car.
Maybe he's talking about you. Could be.
No, no. Let's
Where are you going for that?
see. 007 Cobra SBT came down Monday from West Virginia and toured the shop. Nice group of people.
Aw, thanks.
Oh, man. I must have had my customer service face on that day. I fooled him good.
Were you grumpy?
No, obviously not. He said we were friendly.
Did he meet you, though?
Oh, everyone meets me. Come on.
Craig says, morning, Donnie. Was nice seeing you all yesterday. Craig had the Cobra?
Yeah.
Hey, Craig.
Yep, he had a nice yellow one that had a long, drawn-out story, but built motor, all kinds of fun stuff.
Cool.
Speedy Win
I
says...
feel like I missed everything this week. I wasn't here Monday or Wednesday, so I missed both.
Speedy Win says he's talking about the presenter, so I'm guessing you.
Oh, thank you.
The Black Mamba says, hey guys, my stock Gen 1 roads couldn't handle the power of the Gen 2R, rods couldn't handle the power of the Gen 2R this past weekend. Sent a rod straight up through the valley and didn't even leave a mark on the intercooler.
Nice. I mean, that's good luck, really. Because I mean,
That's damn impressive.
How much does a Coyote block? I think cost you brand new $2,700. A Gen 2R kit costs you a little more than that. So really, I mean, if I got to choose, if it's taking out my supercharger, or my intercooler, or my block, financially speaking, the block's a better choice here.
Mr. Applesauce is on board and says, what is better for Mexico racing? Upgrading IRS components first or buying drag wheel and tire setup?
Wheel and tire.
Yeah, you
You're
can
on
get
the
it. You can
street.
get it done on the IRS. Get yourself a wheel and tire.
No, you're just stock tires. You're just going to be blowing them off if
Exactly.
you're any kind of power
You're
anyway. You don't
need
have
to tie
suspension
one.
problems until you have traction. You don't see people wheel hopping that are just on loose gravel and shit. It doesn't happen. You got to have traction problems to have suspension problems.
007 Cobra SBT says, saw Donnie in his shorts and boots. LOL.
You're a lucky guy.
Craig says, yep, that was me in the 04 Screaming Yellow Cobra. Hey, Craig, nice meeting you yesterday. Luma says, Luma Venom Charged Prince says,
Oh,
hello
wow.
from South Africa. It's 1 a.m.
Wow.
here, and yes, we are watching Burnout Box.
That's cool.
I'm
That's
honored.
awesome. And Mr.
Sorry,
Applesauce
guys.
says thanks. So we're all caught up here.
All right. Richard looking for the Coyote crank support. You can't find it on the website. I know we do still have some here, so if you go ahead and call sales and support, I'm sorry you couldn't find it on the website. I do not know what the deal is with that, but
I'll try to find a link for you, but definitely if you give sales and support a call, they'll help you out. We've got them in stock, $19.99.
What's up, Max? JP, hey, Donnie and Rebecca. So the used Gen 2 I bought had a crack in the lower manifold. Will the lower manifold for the 15 to 17 work with the 11 to 14 kit I bought? JP, I'll message you. Yes, you can make it work. You might have to grind additional things, but I'll message you privately on Facebook and help you get it figured out. But you're good, buddy. Max, any ETA and oil pump gear install video? I do not have that ETA.
It's coming very, very soon. We're pretty much wrapped up on it. We've just got a couple logistical things at this point to get it perfect, and we also want it to be supported on the website. So we're getting all those logistics wrapped up so that we can have it.
Luke Bonzani, the Cobra R is awesome. I wish I had the money for one. I'd just stare at it in my garage and drink beer. Listen, Luke, as you didn't see with my math earlier, for the money that Cobra R went for, you could buy 237,600 Hershey's bars. And I don't know which one I'd rather open my garage to. Is it really that hard? A 14-second car, 237,000 Hershey's bars. I think, man.
I'm like really overwhelmed by that amount of Hershey
I don't have like sentimental value in the Cobra R because it was born before I was. So, I don't care.
I don't know that that's a good reason.
It's not like a Terminator. Like the Terminator, I remember being 10, 11 years old and my dad freaking out about the supercharged Mustang that was crazy horsepower that they were like, Ford was underrating out of the factory and it was putting out huge dyno numbers right out of the box. Like, I remember being hyped for that. Cobra R is like, whatever. I'd rather have the Hershey's bars. Oh, Luke says it's going to be negative 30 wind chill in the morning there. It's
I'm in a terrible phase.
I am wearing my shorts and tennis shoes out in the shop. It's I didn't kick you. You're fine. It was a breezy like 71 here. A little nippy, but another week or so it'll be back to summer temps. Don't worry. Oh, okay, Christopher. Hey, do you think a first generation Coyote motor with all bolt-ons, including a Cobra Jet intake and long tube headers, and the tune with 410 gears and 420 horse to the wheels is good in your opinion? Yes, I would say that's actually pretty stout due to the fact that you have 410 gears. Honestly, I would expect to see like 420 with more stock-ish gears, like 331s, 355s. So the fact that you have 410s on the car and it's still putting down 420 to the dyno, that's I'd definitely be happy with that car. Richard, no problem. Luke says he doesn't care about the power. It's a badass. When he wins the lottery, he's buying one.
I understand that.
Buy me 237,000 Hershey bars. Slapshack said, I'd rather have the time capsule than 15 years of diarrhea.
That's where I was kind of going with I'm feeling overwhelmed by the Hershey's bars. Like, I would get really sick of Hershey's bars pretty quickly, I feel like.
JP, you said you have to save up for the manifold. I might have something open box around the shop, man. So like I said, just message me on Facebook after this and I'll see what I can find you. Chris, looking for next mod suggestion. He has a 14 MT82 car. Justin Force commented, he brought it down. 14 MT82, BMR drag suspension, MGW, ported 18 manifold, PMAS cold air intake, drag wheels, empty tires, cat, and muffler to delete. Not ready for boost yet. Headers is the only thing I'm seeing missing, man.
Yeah.
Headers, cams.
Sounds like you have a nice car and headers would complement it nicely.
Yeah. All right, Justin Forrest, hi from Cali. Just got a ticket for riding the fast lane, letting her rip in the semi. Oh man, did you get the noise violation too? Did they test your decibel on your straight pipe? I don't know if it's semi-straight pipe for the record.
Spreading rumors.
All right, well, I'm all caught up on comments. Do you have any, Carrie?
So Ryan wants to know when the next episode of Project Chucky's coming out. Ryan, it should be out next week. Just as an FYI, so you know, scheduling every 2 weeks. So we're planning on every 2 weeks releasing a new Chucky episode. Craig says it was really nice out here yesterday. Craig, we agree. It was a beautiful day.
I don't know why thinks like I had anything to do with controlling the weather, but I'm still taking credit.
Black Mamba says, my front two fuel rail bolts seem to strip the threads inside the lower manifold. Without the fuel rail, the bolt still threads further down, but won't with the fuel rail installed. Is there a longer fuel rail bolt I could get, or should it be retapped?
That needs to be retapped. It is not a problem with the fuel rail bolt. You have simply stripped the threads that the fuel rail bolt is normally supposed to reach. When you take the fuel rail off, the bolt can obviously get much lower into the threads that are not stripped, obviously. You're supposed to use a stock bolt, so if it's stripped out, it's just stripped out. It needs to be tapped, helicoiled. Almost every parts store, pretty cheap, should have that M6 tap. So, I mean, it's I haven't ever had it happen on like an install necessarily, but when we were doing the manifold shootout on Track Attack, we literally put like 18 different manifolds on it, or not 18 different ones, but a manifold went off and on the car that much. Had the same problem happen with one of them on there, so. Not that big of a deal, man. Get a helicoil kit, send it.
Is there a big power difference between cat deletes and headers on an 18 GT?
Not big, just because honestly, with exhaust and naturally aspirated, big is kind of a relevant term, I'd say. Mm-hmm. You're definitely, hopefully your car's only for drag racing, off-road, whatever. Well, no, you have a VIN number. You shouldn't take the cats off legally. I'm not going to comment on that. But headers are always the best upgrade for exhaust option over deleting or anything else. I'm not going to say much more than that. You got anything else, Carrie?
Black Mamba responded and said, sounds good, just wanted to make sure it never leaked even at almost 800 rear wheel horsepower.
Sure. Yep. Nick Bishop's officially a Gen 3 owner. He has an SM95 Coyote swap. Hell yeah,
Send
that's
pictures.
Sweet. Was that Chris that already said he was looking for advice?
No,
that's a different guy.
Okay, I'm not sure where we're going with that one.
I'm trying to see what his question was. I'm scrolling back up.
Hey, Chris Atira, we're trying to get to your question.
He's right here. Okay. Do you think a first-gen Coyote motor with... Yeah, I mean...
Still good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a first gen naturally aspirated putting 420 to the wheels, you're doing good.
Yeah.
No complaints. Yeah, BBK long tubes header. The clutch, of course, just helps you grab. It doesn't necessarily give you power. Justin Forrest said he asked if the radar detector was a dash cam. I concurred it was, just to give you all a reason of the winners this state has.
Nick Foley's here.
It's
Hi,
scary.
Nick.
What's up, Nick? Supercharged is 18.
Deuce says, love Burnout Box every week.
Oh, thanks.
Donny and Rebecca, keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Topper says, how big of a pain in the butt is a NT82 transmission to remove and replace? Found a Coyote winter beater with a 6-speed in third gear on a 12. Decent Coyote or the weak one?
I wouldn't call any of them weak. It's a production motor that makes 450-ish horsepower.
Yeah.
But yes, of course, the Gen 1 isn't quite as stout as the Gen 2. However, it's nothing I would be scared of, and pulling the trans does not suck that bad.
Yeah, I mean, I can think of worse things to do.
Yeah, buy an LS, drive a Chevy, walk everywhere.
That's not where I was going with them, but
first gen Coyote isn't anything to be scared of. Sure, it's not quite as stout as a Gen 2, but still nothing to be scared of. JP said, thanks, Donnie, let me know. And you know you want a Cobra R so you can Coyote swap it. No, I don't. I'm not going to commit that crime, as Luke Bonzani says. Sees. JP, only a 95 Cobra R, though, not a 93.
That's
Whatever.
true.
No Cobra Rs. We don't do that to Cobra Rs. Mm-hmm. What's up, Andy Hoffman?
Hello.
So many comments.
I see.
Is the 85 really worth it? Getting bigger, the injector's worth the money for the horsepower difference? Yes.
I'm a big fan of E85.
I like
E85.
yeah.
I don't know why I can't. I really am having problems talking today, so everybody, please excuse me.
Mark Shear, what gear do you recommend for a 16 crew cab F-150 that has plans for a Gen 2R or Gen 3? What size tires are you running? Honestly, my truck has 331s. Granted, it's on 36-inch tires. And first gear pulls like a freight train. Second gear kind of tapers off, and third gear is kind of blah. Granted, it'll still get up to 150, 160 in Mexico, but it takes a while, and I got to have a long stretch of road. But, like, for around town, honestly, it doesn't blow the tires off. First gear's, like, the perfect length, and it pulls hard, that I can pretty much punch it, and I lay a little bit of racing stripes, and then it just hooks and pulls hard. So it's, what are you going to do with it? What size tires are you running? All that fun stuff. Give me a little more information. I'll tell you what gear I think you should run. All right, you got anything over there on the tube?
If you guys happen to know anyone wanting to buy a used kit on the West Coast, I'll be selling mine located in Vegas. It's an 11 to 14 kit. Janssen 50 says best rear gear for 6R80 and a car. Wants to know.
Yeah, unfortunately, we don't necessarily have people call us and, hey, I'm on the West Coast, you know anybody selling a used kit? But obviously forums and everything else are your best friend. I'm in a lot of Facebook groups and everything else.
Maybe post it on the TVS Whipple group.
Yeah, the TVS Whipple Kenny Bell Supercharger group, if you're not in that, that's huge, and a lot of people constantly commenting and whatnot, so I'd say check that out.
Janssen 50 says best rear gear for 6R80 and a car. Wants to know, question mark.
Best rear gear for 6R80 and a car?
Mm-hmm.
For what? Are you going road racing? Are you a strip car? Are you a street strip car? Are you only a street car and never going to touch a racetrack?
And then he comes back and says, in a separate comment, also best bang for buck adjustable struts and shocks on a 14 GT.
Aren't Roush coilovers, do they make them for 14? I'm sure they do. That's what we have on Track Attack, right?
I don't know what we have on Track Attack, actually.
I want to say Track Attack has Roush.
And he asked about shocks and struts, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I would go with an AFCO.
AFCO.
Yep.
AFCO's very good. AFCO double adjustables.
Yep.
All right, let me hit Mark real quick again. He got 305 45 22s. Yeah, that's like a 32. That's like your stock tire. I wouldn't want to go much worse personally than like a 373 just because of traction issues on the street. If it's a track truck, maybe we could get a little more aggressive like 410s, but I'm sure it's not. If you're driving it all on the street, I wouldn't want to go past 373s if you're planning on making decent horsepower. Just because it's a lot of weight to move, it'll just want to blow the tires off. JP, I'm not even responding to you about your Cobra R comments.
And then the 14 in a car with a gear, right, Carrie? Is that the last
Yeah,
one
did he respond and tell me what he's doing with it?
Drag Street.
373s. 410s I feel like would be pretty gnarly. Yeah, 410s would be a little gnarly and a lot of RPM on the highway. 373 I wouldn't go much past.
And how often should you replace the transmission fluid in a 6R80 if you go drag racing weekly?
With transmission fluid, everyone's opinion is different, honestly. A lot of people are different. Me personally, I would say change it at like 50, change it at like 100. But once you miss that change cycle, and now we're at 80,000 miles and we've never changed it, leave it in there. Just because it does get some of the material from the clutch packs and whatnot, and I've seen transmissions with higher miles slip when they get fluid changed. So unless you're already on a schedule and you have lower miles, I wouldn't go change it at any time soon. That is purely my personal opinion. If I'm telling you what to do by the book, refer to your owner's manual, do what the dealer suggests. But my personal opinion is do it every like 40, 50, and make sure you keep up on the cycle, because if you get behind, don't do it at all. Luke and JP are just arguing about Mustangs.
Yeah, and I have my reasons for not wanting just a regular SN95.
Max, does the VMP Gen 3 come with instructions for Roush blower swap? I do not think we have a video that necessarily shows how to swap directly from Roush.
One head unit to a different
However, I do have many videos showing how to install a blower, and I could seriously walk you through uninstalling your Roush in about 1.8 minutes right now. Seriously, take your cold air intake off, take your 4 bolts off that hold the throttle body on, unplug it, take your 4 bolts off that hold the elbow on, take any hose connections off, evap connection. I think the evap's on the back of the newer Roush blowers. But any hose connections off the elbow as it comes off, you are going to only have 2 or 3 other connections on the back of the blower, and then you'll have like 9 10mm bolts going around. And after you've got the belt off, that's it to get the blower off. Then you could just pull up one of our supercharger install videos on 15 to 17 Mustang and literally pick up from the point of putting the blower on the lower manifold and follow those instructions step by step.
Ah.
Andy says, replace the fluid every time it blows up. Coming from a senior master Ford tech. There you go. That's
an authority figure right there.
I'll tell you, my truck has 56,000 on it. It's supercharged. I haven't touched the fluid yet, and I really don't have plans.
Mustang Guru says, Roush left the stock GT plugs in my 15 Roush RS3. What plugs do you recommend?
Brisk RR14YS. I would love to tell you that you're the only one out there, but unfortunately, it's happened more than once. In fact, we had 2 cars that we dynoed within the last month or so that on the same day came in. Both had Roush kits put on. They had aftermarket plugs put in, but gapped way too big. They had nasty spark plug on the dyno, picked up a bunch of horsepower literally just from putting good plugs in them that are gapped correctly.
Yeah. I also have, Anrest2 says, just ordered the 767 kit. Looking forward to it. I am second guessing myself on not upgrading from the base included injectors. Thoughts? I
was reading. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
Read it to me again. I'm sorry.
Just ordered the 767 kit.
Yep.
Looking forward. He's second guessing himself on not upgrading the base included injectors. What are your thoughts on that?
What power level do you want to go to? What fuel are you going to stay on?
What you want to do.
Is the VMP supercharger safe to use on a car in the winter with it being as cold as minus 35 some days?
Yeah.
18 to 19 GT, a 10, how would you build it for street?
A 10-speed, 1819. 2650 blower.
Yeah.
Send it. In fact, I
Topper
think that's
says
what I'm
good-
driving home tonight.
Topper says, good plug for a 13 GT500 too.
13 GT500, GR12 or GR14 YS, depending on how much boost you're running, how crazy you're trying to get.
He says he's got 2.4 pulley cap elite, twin 67, and JLT 123.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good setup to make a very good power on a GT500.
For sure.
But that's honestly not the realm of probably the GR12s. I'd go to like GR14s.
17.5 to 18 pounds.
Yeah, like GR14s. Gapped a little tighter. James Thomas Clark, what's the difference between a Gen 3 truck and Mustang motor? Anything? I know Gen 1 and Gen 2, pistons were different, cams were different, which changed the compression. Computer system was a little different. I honestly am not aware of the differences in Gen 3 yet. I believe they started using the same internals completely, probably to cut costs. I don't know why they didn't all along. I still do not know about cams though, and what's up with the firing order or computer system or anything like that. So can't give you too much info on that one. Sorry, I gotta like refresh my comments and then go back up. It is so annoying. David Fancher, you can message me on Facebook. Is there any companies that sell drums of E85 that you all know of? Sure. Pretty much any fuel supplier can get you some form of their pure E85. What do we do at the shop? We have a fuel station near us that tests it like E90 sometimes. It's never below like E85. I take a 55-gallon drum in the bed of my truck. I fill up 55 gallons, and then I take it out. There's your E85 drum. That would probably be the cheapest thing you can do. That only costs about, right now with the price of E85, it's like $110. Chris, you missed the answer earlier comparing the Gen 2 Coyote to the Gen 1. Was the Gen 1 still good, tough? I'm assuming good enough compared to the newer ones. The Gen 1 is not as good as a Gen 2. It is not bad by any means. I'm not knocking it. I drive a Gen 1 Coyote that's supercharged every day. I love it. However, a Gen 2 can hold a little bit higher power, a little longer in stock form. It does have a little bit better rods, pistons. However, for the question that was asked earlier of, hey, should I get one as a winter beater with third gear out I need to do the MT82 on? Of course. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that car. Let her rip.
Tater chip.
Thank you for finishing that for me.
Sorry, I had to.
Justin McCall, my 86 5-speed Fox 50 currently has 373s. How do y'all feel about the rear gear as I drive it on the weekends and plan on taking on quite a few autocross events? Oh, and it has a stock motor, by the way. I want to tell you to put more gear in it because gear helps with no power. I'm not saying that mean, just truly it has stock motor. I mean, even if it's got a bunch of bolt-ons and a bunch of, good heads and everything else, you're under 400 horse. However, if you do drive it on the weekends to places, on the highway, I wouldn't want to go much past your 373s you already have in it.
I think the 373 is actually kind of a happy medium for an 86 5-speed Fox.
Just because you don't want to be screaming.
Especially because you're autocross race, I do. I think it's a good happy medium for what you're doing, and so that you are still able to enjoy the car on the street too. Yeah,
not go down the highway at 5,000 RPMs. Max, would you do a transmission fluid after a clutch install? Yes. Manuals are completely different than automatics. So all of my advice earlier, was mainly for autos. Manuals, feel free to change the fluid pretty much as you want. Typically, the fluid can get fried, but it's not like an automatic where you change the fluid on a 120,000 mile manual, then all of a sudden the car won't go in gear. Manuals aren't like that. If it's a good working trans and you change the fluid, it'll be just fine. Now, you do not have to do it after a clutch install, if that's what you're asking. You're touching the clutch, you're not getting any inside. It'd be fine. James, with the Gen 3 motor, can you just change the regular injectors, or does it require the direct injectors to be changed as well? Man, you're digging into my brain. I'm pretty sure on the 2650 kits I've done, I've just changed the injectors in the rail, and I didn't touch the direct injection stuff. And that's how that went. Justin Forrest has GR14s, he's saying. James, if you want to call sales and support, we can try to get you hooked up. Unfortunately, I don't have an answer straight up for you right now. What does it mean that my hair looks Maybelline?
I don't know.
What's that mean, Justin Forrest? Is that good or bad? Normally, I'm just wearing a hat. Like, I didn't take a shower last night, so it's just kind of folding over nice.
Mike
Hopefully I don't smell
says,
too bad. I put on
Cam,
deodorant like Monday, so.
You wore deodorant since Monday?
No, I put it on Monday.
Okay.
Have you showered
It's
since
Old
then?
Spice Extreme duty, so it's fine.
Okay.
The guy in the commercials on the horse told me.
Mike says cams are almost the same, just the firing order is different.
I don't know if that's the F-150.
Yeah. Topper says, has anyone figured out the typewriter tick yet?
Not that I'm aware of.
Janssen50 says, thanks for the answers. Looking forward for more Chucky videos. Will Chucky be getting a 373 gears and a torque converter? Janssen, we can't tell you what's happening to Chucky. You just
You gotta watch.
You gotta watch. You gotta tune in and watch.
Yeah, you have to see, watch the decision-making process.
Anrest2 says, what is the max boost you would go to on the 767 kit without a built motor with the upgraded injectors?
I would not go smaller than a 79 millimeter pulley on pump gas.
Drow910 says, have you seen a difference power-wise with the 4 types of axles for the new F-150?
Gearing will change the number you put down to the ground. However, gearing does not change output at the transmission. It will manipulate the numbers going to the ground, but hypothetically, if 4 trucks come off the assembly line and one has 331s, one has 355s, one has 373, one has 410s, and let's say they're all 3.5 EcoBoosts, the last one's a Raptor, obviously that's how he got 410s. Well, I guess I can't do that shit because Raptor has a different tune in it. Whatever. And let's get back to my original story. 4 trucks all come off the line with the same gears. They may all dyno at different numbers, but hypothetically those 4 same trucks that all have the exact same engine trans combo, even if they dyno differently because the gears, the power that's coming out of the transmission is the same. The gears are just manipulating the dyno numbers a little. Typically, the taller the gear, the lower your numbers come out to be. Tim, what's my record time for installing a VMP setup on a Coyote? I don't know if I want to tell you guys that. Do I want to tell them that? We recommend 10 to 15 hours you set aside. I can do it within that 10 to 15 hours. JP, I have to drive an hour just to get E85. Would prefer if someplace had drums to purchase. I'm sure places do. Like I said, though, how much is it going to cost for somebody to deliver you a drum versus how much is it going to cost for you to go pay $2.15 a gallon for it and pump it into a drum yourself?
Market research you got to do.
Yeah, dude. I'm sure if you pay VP enough, they'll bring it to your house. They'll mail it, but. Jesse, love all your content. Thinking about putting a 17 Coyote in my 96 F-150. Would y'all be able to do it? I can do anything. It'd be a lot of work, and we have not done one like that before. It would honestly need to be a long-term project. You can call me tomorrow if you truly want that to happen, and I can get you on the schedule. The shop's a little bit busy right now for like a big build like that. That'd be crazy. I'd have to do a lot of research beforehand, but of course, I can do anything. So, if you're really interested, call tomorrow, ask to talk to me, and we'll try to get you figured out. Justin, no worries about the info. What's up, Alexander? How does gear affect wheel horsepower? Is it more the lower the gear? Explain. So obviously a dyno drum is a big heavy metal drum that has, think of it like wheel speed sensors in it. That, you know, it counts and sees how fast the drum spins. And part of how it calculates torque and horsepower, whatnot, because most of you should know, horsepower isn't a real number. You measure torque, and then there's a mathematical equation for torque over time that tells you your horsepower. You can't actually measure horsepower. Torque is what you're measuring. So, because of the gearing and how quickly you then spin it or how aggressive it is, it can change that number because of the torque over time mathematical equation that the dyno has built into it. So that's really what does that, what changes up the numbers. Christopher, I thought E85 was bad for your engine over time, and if it isn't, is there a formula for when you have to mix the gas with E15, or can you just pump E85 straight? No confusion. I have not heard E85 was bad for your engine over time. I have definitely heard it's bad to leave in there.
Right.
E85 sitting for any amounts of time will cause you all kinds of problems, all in the fuel system, of course. You are dumping a bit more fuel, so it can get a little bit in the oil. So if you're not keeping up on your oil changes, or you just want to keep changing it at 8,000 miles when your truck dings the light, yeah, it's probably not going to be good, because it will thin out the fuel and everything else getting down in there, especially you got like a big fuel system or something. But E85 tuned correctly, run within a reasonable amount of time, and you're not leaving it in the tank too crazy long, I'm not aware of any negative side effects.
No, it's ethanol. It breaks down plastic components, breaks down stuff.
Yeah, oh yeah, it can definitely get to O-rings and whatnot, but
that's why people say that it's bad for things over time. But it's not that running it over time. It's sitting essentially.
Okay.
Topper says, find a VP dealer near you so they can get a keychain for selling something. Roush 727 says, I just purchased your N-Gauge and custom tune on 93 octane for my 17 GT. Manual Roush Phase 2 with 355 gears, 80 millimeter pulley, 60 millimeter throttle body. What improvements can I expect over the Roush tune?
You want to hit him?
Yep. So definitely.
I saw you got like your head cocked. You're ready to go. That's all you.
Yeah, I'm ready. Definitely, you're gonna realize some definite power improvements.
Why is that?
So Roush tunes the cars very conservatively because it is imperative for them to be able to sell them in the mass quantities that they do, and with the warranties that they do and everything, so that if anything were to happen, they would be protecting themselves liability-wise. So if somebody accidentally puts 87 in it, or if you are in extreme conditions, like you're in Death Valley.
You're in Denver.
Yeah, Denver. Better example than my Death Valley, actually.
Dennis Anderson was born there. Monster truck driver.
I didn't know who that was. So Roush tunes it very conservatively. We're able to improve upon that, but the big thing that we are able to do is improve the drivability. So you're going to notice in both manual and automatic trans cars, better shifting, just better throttle response. It should be a lot more enjoyable all over.
All right. James, does a lower gear and a supercharger give you more torque? No, like I said, pretty much. It may seem more powerful. Definitely, your 373 to 315, you're probably not spinning off the line, traction control not kicking in, something like that. But like I said, if you're making 700 at the flywheel, coming out the trans, whatever, it's still 700. Doesn't matter what it is when it gets to the rear gears. That number may be manipulated on the dyno, but the same amount of power is still getting in there. And the diff really doesn't kill that much power based off gears. It doesn't affect it that great. It's more manipulating how the dyno works and less parasitic loss or anything like that. There goes Joe. Christopher, your worry is switching back and forth with 93 pump gas tune going back and forth. If you're NA, no worries. If somebody gave you a flex fuel tune for boosted, I'd be worried too. But NA, my truck was NA for like 6-7 months, and I went back and forth between 93 and 85. Just fine. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Mustang Guru says, when VMP comes to Beach Bend this year. I still have the Roush tune in my 15 RS3. Will you be able to tune this car? Anything special I need to get if y'all will be tuning cars while you're out here?
If we're there, we will be tuning cars, and we should have everything that you need to do that. So last year, unfortunately, Beach Bend conflicted with No Mercy.
Lights Out or No Mercy?
No Mercy.
Yeah,
Lights Out is coming up. So yeah, it conflicted with
Only
No
Lights Out.
Mercy. So it really depends on our event schedule that far out. We've got most of our event schedule done for this year, but I'm not sure what we have as far as like October or into September, because that's 10 months from now.
Yeah.
So, but definitely keep an eye on our event schedule, and I'm trying to think what other times we're definitely going to be close to you that I can refer you to prior to that. So if you let me know where you are, I can tell you what other events that might be close to you that we'll definitely be at too.
Ann Ress says, thank you. This is my first time watching. My 767 kit was ordered last Friday. Looking forward to a great working relationship. Cheers.
Awesome.
Grego says, what size injectors do I need to run E85 on a Roush Charge 18? They will be smaller than a Gen 2 Coyote due to direct injection, correct?
Hold on. 18 running E85?
1885 and
It's supercharged?
Roush.
What size injectors? Roush Charge.
I don't know that one.
Tuning Tuesday?
Tuning Tuesday.
Tune in.
Or call sales and support, either way.
Okay, either way. Roush727 says, thanks, Rebecca, for the explanation.
No problem.
Travis says, Donny and Rebecca, do either of you know if the power pack with the 18 manifolds sold by us includes a tune with SET device added with the car info fill-about boxes? Just curious for future reference.
I'm not exactly sure what the question is. I'm sorry.
I think what he's asking is if you go on the website.
Yeah, I got that part.
And you were to buy the 18 manifold. And the power pack, whether or not you can get the SET device added with it.
And what about the filling out the boxes? Sorry, that's where
added with the car info fill out boxes. So I think he's asking within those boxes whether you could type that you want to add the SET device.
Okay, not to pass the bull, but I'm the lead technician. I don't know anything about how the website works or buying parts. I can give you parts. If you say I need this, I know where it's at. Like, I can find it. But I don't know how it works going on the computer. I'm clueless. I'm sorry.
Chris is going to actually look real quick and tell you if we...
While Chris is doing that, I'm going to answer you, Christopher. You don't need to only ask one more question. You can keep asking them for another... Whoa. For another 12 minutes.
Well, I mean, we might not be here after he's...
Oh, yeah, you can keep asking. You're right. Is it worth doing camshaft upgrades in a Gen 1 Coyote and tune worth it? Horsepower difference right now compared to 420. I hope you have a tune in there anyway since you have Cobra Jet and headers. If you don't already have a tune and you're making 420, you're really going to love that car after you get a tune in it. But yes, if you're trying to go all out NA, of course do cams, you've got everything else done. If you're going to switch to boost sometime soon, I would say save the money we're going to spend on cams because that's a considerable amount towards boost. And put the boost in because the gains you'll get from cams. The gains you'll get from cams versus the gains you'll get from 10 pounds are very drastic.
So I'm not sure if he means the 2018 manifold with intake.
He says
or
if the
he means the Ford Performance Power Pack.
The power pack one.
The power pack with the 18 manifold.
The power pack, the Ford Racing Performance Pack only comes with GT350 manifold, and 18 or GT350 doesn't look like you can. It doesn't look like it comes with an SCT, but I'm sure you could add one.
Yeah, you can just add it to your just put it in a separate or not a separate order. I don't know why. I don't know why I'm having a hard time.
He just commented again. He says if the tune is included with the device option, and the fill out boxes was a reference point for which power specifically it is, so it wouldn't be confused with the other one without all that. I think we're all a little confused, Travis.
Can you
Call sales and support.
Can you call in to sales and support? No, I know exactly what you're talking about. I just don't get the question. I'm sorry. And I feel like if you said it verbally to me, I'd get it right away. I think we're at the disadvantage of
the internet.
written communication right now. So if you can call in or if you want to message me, I can help you tonight. But I'm not talking through this well enough to be able to help you efficiently right now.
Carrie, you didn't put up the red flag or the green flag. I don't know if you're going to keep going.
I know, I really need to get a flag. I feel like I need one of those signs like at the meat
Yes,
place,
from
red and green.
Texas de Brazil.
Texas de Brazil have poker chips now.
Yeah, just hold up the one side or the other, right?
No, look. All right, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to get you, next time I see them doing road construction,
I'm gonna get a popsicle stick.
I'm just going to stop and rip it out of their hands and throw it in the bed of my truck.
Stop
and then you
and
can just
slow.
hold that sign for stop or slow.
I think it's a little big though.
No, it's perfect.
It's bigger
I
than my
mean,
head.
That's
sometimes
perfect.
we need a big visual cue.
Exactly. Like,
Fair enough.
if you're flipping that over, if you're literally flipping like a 2-foot sign, like we're going to see that moving back there.
Maybe.
Mustang Guru, who was asking about Beach Bend, says, cool, thanks, hope to see you there. We'll check the schedule. I'm in Tennessee. And Rouse727 says,
Ooh, come to Ponies in the Smokies in March.
there you go.
I won't be there.
I will.
I'm happy I won't be. Because it is a great event. It's a lot of fun if you're going to see the event. But if you're putting on superchargers outside when it's 22 degrees out, it sucks.
So the year before, it was like 60 degrees. So
Well, it was
it's a
22 when I
crapshoot.
went, so now I'm scared.
It's a crapshoot. So
Roush2727 wants to know, what are you eating, Donnie?
Nothing.
You were.
I was eating them too, actually. They're
Oh,
Sour
are those
Patch
the
Kids.
Sour Patch Kids?
I had a bag of chips for lunch, you guys, so please excuse me for eating during the show.
Okay.
Are we going to American Muscle?
Yeah, of course we are.
We go every year.
Yep.
Max, what fluid do I recommend? Good stuff. Amsoil, Mobil 1, Royal Purple. I was about to say Purple Power. Don't put Purple Power in your transmission. Royal Purple, Amsoil, or OEM.
Yeah, OEM's.
OEM's good.
Yeah.
I don't know. OEM's good. I don't have anything bad to say about OEM, but I definitely have more faith when I put something in there like Mobil 1 or Royal Purple. Maybe it's just because I pay more for it, and I feel better about myself.
I'm fine with OEM stuff.
But, yeah, any one of those. Red flag, green
Do we
flag?
have other stuff up there? Or?
We do.
Okay.
I'm just making sure Carrie's not ready to wave a flag.
Okay.
She's eating sweet tarts, though. Give her a minute.
Oh.
She's going to zone back in any minute now.
Uh,
There it is.
apparently Mustang says he's going to be at that event. No tuning that day. Ha 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 ha.
Okay.
And Topper says, what tires smoke the most? I feel like the show needs a tire sponsor.
The cheap ones. I
And Ralph's-
put Achilles
Oh.
Sport something on Chucky. And doing second gear burnouts, they literally got like track prep sticky. I mean, like retarded sticky. I stuck my hand on them and then had to yank my hand off. It was great. The problem is second gear burnouts, they disappear after like 3 burnouts. But it's a lot of fun.
I'm looking here. What tire smoke? We read that one. Are you doing installs at the American Muscle event in June? We don't usually.
At American Muscle, we do not typically do installs, so but we will be up at Carlisle like 2 weeks before, 2 weeks after. I'm sorry, I can't keep the calendar straight in my head right now, but we will be doing installs there and in your neck of the woods. So, yeah, hit us up for Carlisle, not American Muscle, if you need installs, and hit us up either way just to say hi. And
When should a fuel pump booster be considered to replace and go bigger injectors on a 12 GT500 2.4 Gen 2R 56 injectors, dual fuel pump boosters on 93 octane? When should a fuel pump booster be considered to replace and go bigger?
I would say don't worry about getting rid of them until you're going like return style fuel system.
Shelby Canada West says Mobil 1 equals Motorcraft, I believe. Could be wrong, but I know 5W50 synthetic motorcraft is Mobil 1 oil.
I believe that. Obviously, with any of the manufacturers, the way that works, Honda, Toyota, they all have their own oil. They do not have their own oil. Obviously, Honda is busy making cars. They do not make oil. So they put out a bid and they say, hey, we want 5W40 synthetic oil. And they let everyone bid on it. And whoever the hell is the cheapest and meets their requirements gets the deal. That's why sometimes I don't necessarily support OEM oils, because Mobil 1 is making the oil purely for profit, whereas sometimes OEM is just buying what's cheapest to get the most markup out of. That's just my argument on that. Granted, take that as you will. I'm 24 years old. There's a lot of shit I don't know about life. That's just what I think.
Come to Minnesota. We have Power Cruise and Map Proving Grounds, as well as Brainier, something. Brainerd.
The purple ones. Anything else, Carrie?
I'm good.
All right. Chris, what's better, VMP Supercharger or Whipple? Do I really need to answer it? Like, I don't want to say anything bad about anyone. Like, you're here.
You don't need to say anything bad about anybody.
I'm not going to say anything bad about anybody. I'm going to say...
We stand behind our product. We make a great supercharger.
You always do good at taking over those questions.
That's what I'm taking over.
Because I don't know what to say.
That's what I'm taking over. I've been 8.0 on our supercharger. And that's in a car that is essentially a street car still. And
Still got door speakers.
Yep. We build it with, our specs are OEM specs. We have the support of Roush in building our superchargers. We use the Eaton 2650 rotors. They are what I believe to be the best rotors out right now. And I think that we deliver a great product.
I agree. Everything she said the politically correct way.
Any plans for Gen 3 for the 18 F-150s?
Yes.
I don't know if it's a Gen 3. I don't know what the hell it'll be called, but we're definitely looking at boosted applications for the 18 stuff.
Yeah, it's going to be called something. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
But that's neither. Something with a 2650 rotor in it from us for the 18s? Uh-huh.
Yeah. Tim, if I go to Carlisle, I don't know who's going to Carlisle, if we're even going to Carlisle, but if I go, of course, I'll install a wideband for you. Luke, does Mobil 1 make 550? Yes. I don't know where. I see it at Walmart sometimes.
Yeah, I feel like Walmart has
They have like a European car Formula 1.
That's like a 050, right?
5W40.
Yeah. I know I've seen Mobil 1 550 though. That exists. Royal Purple makes it as well, and I would trust Royal Purple just as much as I trust Mobil 1. Of course, it's pricier, and I would honestly consider them both the same quality. But if you can't find the Mobil 1 550, maybe look for the Royal Purple. Usually O'Reilly's carries it. I've had that problem too because I had a four-wheeler on nitrous that ran 550. So I feel your pain. Polaris. You can get Polaris oil. Polaris full synthetic. You got anything else, Carrie? Or it's 6:58 and I'm going to wrap this up.
Let's see it. Slab Shack. Slab Shack says, do the GT500 NSR cams come with instructions? Justin, don't want to do them in Royal Purple Paceway parking lot in the hot sun during 2K. LOL.
They do not come with instructions.
I was just imagining having to do that.
Pretty much no internal engine part comes with instructions. I don't think you can't, heads, cams, pistons, rods, crank, none of those things come with instructions. Like, if you need help, of course, we're here to help you. Any questions you have, I'd be more than willing to answer. You can call sales and support. You can send me an email. You can do any of that, but unfortunately, no, your cams will not show.
Message me at 11 p.m. and I probably will answer.
Probably. I'm asleep by that point, but yeah, we can definitely help you as much as you can, but of course, unfortunately, it does not come with instructions. Is that it? I'm going to hit what I got on Facebook.
I have one more.
All right, hit your one more.
It just came in. Travis says, my first comment was meant to find out if that particular package with SET option included a tune or not. And the fill-out boxes is for a reference point for less confusion if y'all had to check the site. He's talking about earlier the
question about the team
power
hour.
pack.
Yeah. I would still call sales and support, and that way
Yeah,
we can
call
walk
sales
him
and
through
support.
whatever he needs and anything that he wants.
Tim Obis, you're already giving bad instructions. Step 1, grab beer. Step 2, grab wrench. You're already messing him up.
Eric Holiday's here. Hi, Eric. I have not gotten to watch you guys' show in a long time. I'm gonna have to try to watch it. Eric Holiday is with JPC. I don't know when I'll see you next.
JPC. I don't know who he knows there. Is there Jason at JPC? And he like
No, Justin.
Justin? There you go, Justin.
Justin
My
Garcia.
neighbor across the street that comments on the show, Jay.
Oh,
Jay
yeah.
that always comes on here drunk. Jay went to high school with Justin.
Oh.
He always
I
tells
think
me.
you told me that.
He always tells me to go find Justin at the events.
Justin Bertram, yep.
But all right, last thing I'm going to hit. We are out of comments. That's it. The clock has stopped. But Saturday, if you want to meet some of us,
I'm gonna be there.
I will be there. Rebecca will be there. I don't know
Justin will
who
be
else
there.
will be there.
Carrie will be there.
Justin,
Chris
Max,
will be there.
Chris, Brian, Carrie. I'm sure others.
Ed will be there.
Ed will be there. Steve will be there. I'll be there. I'll be in the shop. I got to do stuff to my truck, super secret stuff. But I'll come out and say hi.
Secret.
Yeah, super
So
secret.
from 10 to 1.
10 to 1, come see us the 26th. David Patterson, also known as That Dude in Blue. He will be here. We're having a meet and greet. Not trying to give anything away, but I was told to put the burnout tires on Chucky. Don't know what I'll be doing or what anybody will be doing with Chucky, but I was told to swap to the burnout tires in the rear.
know.
So, take with that information as you will. Hopefully we will see you tomorrow. All I have for you.
Eric says, everyone knows Justin. That's true. He's a nice guy. Lives in Ellen.
Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe. I don't know what the hell we're doing for season 2 next week.
Yeah, I don't
Season
know.
2.
Eric, are you guys coming to Bradenton? Because I'll see you there if you're coming to Bradenton. I don't know if I'm going to Lights Out or not.
I'm going to Lights Out.
There is a problem with racing my car right now. I can't, so I don't.
I'll do it.
I'm not going to race
I
the car.
volunteer as
I'm really
tribute.
the only one that cares to go to Lights Out for racing because it's really for racing.
I care.
So, yeah. We'll
You're just ignoring me.
I'm just straight up ignoring you. I don't really care.
All right. 7:02. I got to go to the gym. Like, share, subscribe. We'll see you all next week or hopefully Saturday. I'm out.